Confidence is everything in combat sports, but when it turns into arrogance, that's when things go downhill fast. Today we're diving into some of the most brutal reality checks in women's boxing, where fighters talked big, underestimated their opponents, and got a harsh wake-up call in the ring. Some thought they were untouchable, some didn't even consider their opponent a threat, but when that bell rang, the truth hit harder than they expected. Some fighters show up to the weigh-in ready to throw down. Katlova, she showed up looking like she was ready for a snack. In one of the craziest, most bizarre weigh-ins ever, she straight up lunged at her opponent's butt like it was an all-you-can-eat special. The crowd couldn't believe what they were seeing. Regina looked like a kid standing next to this giant fighter, but looks can be deceiving. What happened next? Let's just say it was anything but predictable and definitely entertaining. But once the fight started, let's just say the only thing getting devoured was Kat's confidence. Her opponent made sure she ate every single one of her words, along with a serving of punches she never saw coming. By the time it was over, she wasn't just embarrassed, she was absolutely humbled. Sofia Ganova didn't just talk trash, she went full-on disrespectful. At the pre-fight event, she took things way too far, mocking Siana Shakirova by calling her an animal and even throwing dog food at her. Yeah, real mature. And if that wasn't enough, she brought flowers, saying they were for Shakirova's funeral. Bold move, especially coming from someone with a 0-3 record. But when the fight started, karma hit back, literally. Shakirova shut her down with a brutal head kick straight to the face, followed by a relentless barrage of punches. Ganova's confidence disappeared in an instant, replaced with sheer panic. And when the fight was over and Shakirova's hand was raised, Ganova was left in tears. Moral of the story? If you're gonna talk big, you better be ready to back it up, because the beatdown that comes with it might just break you. Taylor Starling was hyped up as the next big thing in bare knuckle boxing. At the weigh-ins, she flexed, talked a big game, and acted like she was already the champ. She promised to bring the pressure, claiming she feared no one.
All along this journey, after I fought Teresa Segala, I just kept saying, like, I'm gonna fight for the world title one day. I want to be the champion. There wasn't a women's champion crowned yet, and I said, I want to be the first. I fear no man, no woman, no animal, nothing. Like, I'm a fighter. This is my job. What am I doing calling myself a...
But when the fight started, that confidence disappeared real fast. Christine Ferreira came out swinging, unleashing a vicious storm of punches right from the opening bell. Starling was overwhelmed. She couldn't handle the speed, the power, or the relentless pressure. Within seconds, she was stumbling, completely outmatched. And just 47 seconds into the first round, she quit. Straight up told the ref she couldn't continue. The same fighter who promised she'd bring the fight, she didn't just lose, she gave up. If there was ever a fight that exposed the difference between confidence and straight up delusion, this was it.
Korea, the dominance continues. And still, BKFC.
Candy Wyatt walked into her fight against Jessica Camara full of confidence, convinced she was the stronger, more aggressive fighter. She hyped up her power, talked about overwhelming Camara, and clearly didn't think much of her opponent's technical skills.
She's improved so much, and she's coming off a really impressive win off of Heather Hardy, which only other loss is against Amanda Serrano. She's pound for pound one of the best doing it right now. I know she's going to come prepared. She wants all this hardware, so I know it's going to be a busy fight. It's going to be a good fight. I'm going to have to think every second of every round, so I'm excited. You know, I like to brawl, I can crack, I put down a whole bunch of 160-pound girls, I can box, and I'm just here to stay. I'm very, very relevant and just be entertained. I've been chasing this WBO belt in any weight class for a long time, so I'm excited to be able to put that on the line.
But once the fight started, reality hit hard. Camara wasn't interested in a slugfest. She had a game plan and she stuck to it. From the opening bell, she used slick footwork and sharp counters to pick Wyatt apart. Wyatt kept charging forward, expecting a brawl, but Camara stayed composed, landing clean shots while making Wyatt miss badly. As the fight went on, Wyatt's frustration grew. Her punches got sloppier, and Camara just kept piling on the points with precise, well-timed strikes.
Come on, man. Anytime you're dealing with the taller... Well, there's only 50 seconds left in this round.
All right, 48 seconds left. Boom! Big right hand! Look at this comeback from Kaylee Reese in the 10th round! 30 seconds to go!
Grace left the ring knowing she had undervalued her.
By the time it was over, Wyatt barely made it to the final bell, looking completely outclassed. Lesson learned, underestimating an opponent is a dangerous game, especially when they've got the skills to make you pay for it. Now this fight, it was on a whole different level. Fallon Fox entered the MMA world surrounded by controversy. Why? Because Fox was born male, transitioned later in life, and still competed against biological women in MMA. With a clear size and strength advantage, Fox bulldozed through early opponents, winning fights with raw power. But then came Ashley Evans Smith, and she wasn't about to be just another victim. At first, it looked like business as usual for Fox, pinning Smith against the cage, using brute strength to control the fight. It seemed like another easy win was coming, but Smith had other ideas. She fought her way out, took Fox down, and completely flipped the script. From that moment on, the fight was all hers.
Can Ashley catch her here? Oh! She does! She does!
By round 3, Fox was exhausted, trapped, and had nowhere to go. Smith unleashed a relentless barrage of punches, sealing the victory in dominant fashion. Just like that, Fox went from looking unstoppable to getting stopped. Call it karma, call it justice. Either way, it was one of the most shocking turnarounds in MMA history. Abaney Bridges is known for her flashy weigh-ins, big personality, and unshakable confidence. Leading up to her fight with Shannon O'Connell, she brushed her off, acting like O'Connell was only getting attention because of her.
Pretty sure because of me, you're here and you're gonna make good money and you're gonna get actually people know who you are outside of fucking.
I don't give a shit who knows who I am, and I don't give a shit about the money. I don't do sport for that. If I did do this sport for the money, I'd be a fucking idiot. I believe that, you know, people like Katie Taylor, like everyone has worked so hard to gain that respect, and then doing things the way Ebony has done them.
I'm not working hard. So you don't think that I'm actually working hard?
Carry on like I've got no confidence and you're full of confidence, but if you were so confident, you wouldn't be constantly begging for validation. I want to break that person in every way. I want to break them physically, mentally, everything. It's this little bitchy social media crap that they've got going on. It just makes it even better for me. I believe that I'm definitely more than ready for this time, and it's you know, I know that I've.
But once the bell rang, O'Connell made sure Bridges knew exactly who she was dealing with. O'Connell came out swinging, landing sharp combinations and pushing Bridges to her limit. She wasn't there to play the underdog. She came to win. Bridges, despite all her pre-fight confidence, found herself in an all-out war.
Before this fight, she had a really good jab. Stepped in with a jab.
Would have seemed to tire. Good start to the round again from Bridges. And O'Connell goes down. She looks surprised.
Oh, right hand! Beautiful shot right in the butt. Needs to take caution now, O'Connell. Get on her toes or tie her up.
Steps forward once again, but O'Connell is firing back also. Somehow she's found some resilience from somewhere. Not much of it came from the copybook, but both of them showing tremendous heart. From side to side, trying to get the best possible view.
Both fighters traded bombs, neither willing to back down. But as the fight wore on, Bridges' toughness and power started to take over. She dug deep, absorbed the punishment, and fired back harder. By the later rounds, the momentum had shifted, and Bridges overwhelmed O'Connell with relentless pressure, eventually forcing the TKO stoppage. She got the win, but it wasn't easy. To prove herself, she had to survive a brutal test, and O'Connell made sure she earned every bit of it. Michaela Lorraine was the queen of mind games. She loved to mess with her opponents before a fight, blowing kisses, acting like she had already won, and pulling every trick in the book to get inside their heads. But Cecilia Brækhus? She wasn't having any of it. She stood there calm, composed, and completely unbothered, because she already knew exactly how this was going to play out. The moment the fight started, Lorraine got a harsh reality check. Trash talk doesn't win fights, skills do. Brækhus put on a clinic, dodging Lorraine's wild swings and landing crisp, clean shots in return. Lorraine looked lost, throwing punches at air while Brækhus picked her apart piece by piece. Then came round 6, one perfectly timed shot from Brækhus, and Lorraine hit the canvas hard. No more kisses, no more games, just a brutal knockout and a whole lot of regret. Even Brækhus admitted later, if Lorraine hadn't run her mouth so much, she might not have gone for the knockout. Talk about instant karma. These fighters walked in thinking they were untouchable, but in the ring, there's no hiding from the truth. Trash talk is temporary, but a knockout, that lasts forever. If you loved watching these cocky fighters get humbled, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment below what's the most satisfying beatdown you've ever seen. Until next time, stay humble or get humbled.